Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, it's up. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be back now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's see. There's Gavra. I need to move over here. Wait, no, I can't move. All up. Alright, let's just quickly, yeah, so hello everyone, welcome to Gavra Racing for, hopefully, a first time, here. So it's been a long time since we have streamed some F1 22 content, but we are slowly getting back on track. So of course we've just started a weekend league season, so now into the double digits, hopefully, and maybe in for the foreseeable future, but it's very good to see that we are back on track with league racing. So let's quickly introduce some new stuff. Of course, we've got a new commentator joining us in the commentary box, which is great to see, and yeah, it's very interesting. So I'm going to introduce to you by the name of Jack. He's decided to join me today for, I believe, the whole season, hopefully, with me in the commentary box.
Thank you very much for that intro. Appreciate that. It's excited to be here. Obviously, I've done some commentary before, and it's the first time I've been able to do some commentary for Gavra Racing, so I'm really excited. And watching the drivers already setting some lap times, it's going to be, like you say, season 10 into the double digits. It's going to be a fascinating league, and looks like it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, exactly. So we've currently got our Peter here, who's going to try and fight for the championship. He's tried to do so in a lots of seasons. He's quite experienced in these kind of leagues. He's been here for a couple of seasons. He's been in with the one-off leagues and everything like that. It's been very interesting for him. Our Peter, who's currently leading the front in pace at the moment, 137.6, 31.6, just about ahead from Fett. I'm just going to call him that. But yeah, we've got some new drivers, as you can see, a lot of new drivers. Currently 14 at the moment. Not the best, but we still got the 14 drivers. It is a decent amount, but we've got like Fake Knudsen, we've got Joseph, Jack O. Franson, Spaniel, who I think raced in freshman and in the Premier Series in the main leagues. We've got Silky TBE, who's new, Kojo Ski, which is new, Diego, I'd call him Diego and Harinali, Fenny Charose, and then John, Gian, I was going to call him that, who spun actually lost his front wing there, so he needs to watch out. Yeah, and then we've got Belize, who I believe you're reigning weekend league champion, if I'm not mistaken, but I think he is. So let's see, what can Billy Misa do? He's going to definitely have high expectations for himself, but we'll see what lies ahead. So Ben Roberts currently P3. Of course, he's a very quick driver, and of course has raced in the Premier Series as well. So lots of drivers new, and some of them here are experienced.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a mix already across the board. Obviously, around we're here at the Valley Racing Race, and first race for the new drivers, getting back into for the returning drivers as well, getting back into the series. Quite a tricky circuit, 15 corners around France at Le Castellet. Not all of them are easy, especially when you come onto the back straight turn 6. That long sweeping right-hander can catch a few drivers out, and as we've already said, Zex, Jan has already been into the barriers of that corner, so a couple of them are going to have to be careful with that right foot.
Yeah, definitely. Some drivers need to be quite careful with the throttling, but because, of course, the new 2022 cars they generate a lot less downforce, so drivers need to be very wary of that, as well as the completely new floor, as well as the new aero regulations. There's a lot of stuff in the F1 2022 car regulations. So let's see how will these drivers cope with it. As Carinelli's had a bit of a hit just at the exit before the massive back straight, so a bit of a mistake there from the Mercedes. So those 2-lap-old soft tyres, so not really good for him. But let's see what can he do. Maybe at the end of qualifying, can he improve that lap? Definitely, I think so. We're 148.7, not a good lap for him at the moment. Sparrow going on a lap in the middle sector, and now he's going through scene now, and as you can see, nicely done. And now through is very long right-hander, can catch some drivers out. Sometimes they go a bit wide and validate, and as well as this exit, and now through this long left-hander. This is the sector where the rear tires cannot handle the amount of the just turns in general. And now, as you can see, as Spano goes into the pits, actually, so he does not want to continue with that lap. Silky TBE looks to be on a lap, I think, or is he going in? Oh no, he's actually going to continue with this lap, or unless he's going for a start of a lap. I believe he's going for a start of a lap. So let's quickly go on board for a lap with Silky TB. So first of all, into the first chicane, into turns 1 and 2. Make sure you brake early and now get that car twisted into the corners. And as you can see, nice exit there. Make sure you don't get too greedy on the throttle. Now through turns 3 and 4, I believe. And now navigating the corner now through one of the most difficult sections in my opinion, and now through turn 5. This can catch drivers out, but Silky TPE has got it under control in the AlphaTauri. Now through the back straight with DRS on. Now the car is going to reach very high speeds of 200 miles an hour now through for a very sudden stop into now this very confusing kind of these corners. They can sometimes bug you out, but now we've got this straight once again. So now it's going to be all about the aerodynamic drag the AlphaTauri is going to have in the car. So now through the long right-hander there, and now through the last sector. Now this is where it's going to be very difficult for the rears to manage. So impossible, obviously, and maybe can Silky manage it though through now this long left-hander. Now before some drivers were spinning, so let's see how will other drivers do in the future. But through now the final corners, and now through the final complex, now with DRS open, he's going to have the line, the checkered flag, sorry, and it's going to be a 32.7, not the best lap for him, but let's see what he can do in the future. But that's a good lap and puts him into P6.
Yeah, gets a time on the board, looked relatively decent that lap from Silky actually. You know, he's a second off the pace, but I think sometimes you've got to be aware of how drivers might not be so quick in qualifying, but the race pace can come back to them. I was watching a couple of other drivers whilst you were on that lap, and you know, I saw a couple of them going round. Our Peter went round at turn 2. I saw one of the other Mercedes, I think it was Aaron Alley, who went off as well. So the track already claiming a few drivers at the moment, and I think Silky's just doing his best to get back in time so he can get out for another set of soft tyres in the pits and then go on for maybe one last flying lap. But it's going to be a difficult race. This, I think, already you've seen the drivers are just trying to find that limit, trying to find the grip, but it's just a few mistakes creeping in, even from the top drivers so far.
Ooh, Gianna spun. Going into the right-hander, long right-hander, just after turn 10. Ooh, not good for him. So I think the rear of him is just not working as he spins again with the rear tyres. Of course, overheating in the second part. So as you can see, he has spun. But anyway, let's see who else is on the lap.
Has also gone round as well. Whilst you say that exactly the same corner, and his tyres are too hot, he's gone round again. So,
Very unfortunate as the Red Bull of Joseph, I think, has to take some avoiding action and slows down, or no, he's just going to the pit there for his in lap. But yeah, anyway, just talking about how difficult this race is going to be. In my opinion, it's going to be a difficult race. Of course, the tyre management is going to be very crucial as well. Tyre wear is quite high during the circuit because of how much the duration of some corners, long left-handers and right-handers, the drivers have to navigate through, and as well. But I think the good point is that there's no grass or gravel drivers have to go through, and there's just only just pure tarmac and nothing really too bad, so drivers can just go off comfortably without any problem to them. But currently we've got our P2's on an out lap. He's going to just try and improve that lap, try and maybe strengthen his lead at the top with a 131.6. Quite a good lap from our Peter, but can he do a lot better in his second lap, running in the Alfa Romeo with the number 13. As now we've got Fetz with currently on the lap. So let's see, can he maybe top the qualifying chart at the moment? He's pushing as hard as he can currently, and through now the penultimate corner, long left hand. The rears are going to be screaming for a break, and now through the final corner, get the throttle pinned down as quickly as possible. And now we've got DRS wide open, and now Fetz is going to cross the line. It's going to be the fastest lap. It's a 131.6, just around 500ths quicker.
As it looks like a really tidy end to the lap there. Our piece has now just gone on to his first response in terms of that, and he's already... Oh, he's just lost it coming out of turn 6. I was just about to say he was 2 tenths up on his best lap, but he lost that. The rear end coming out of turn 6. He just went on the power a little bit too early, round it went. So might be wise for him, looking at the time we got left in the session, might be wise for him to save his ERS, look after the tyres, get back around the lap, and then maybe go again for one last lap, because I don't think he's probably going to have enough time to get in the pits and back out again. Although, taking that line, he might get a chance.
yeah, definitely. We'll see what can our Peter do with that spin. Not really good. It's just proving, as Billy Misu, I told you he was going. He's the one to watch. 131.33, just around 2.5 tenths clear of Fetz here, who's currently P2. So he's going to try and maybe possibly get in again and get another lap in, because I think he might just be in time. I'm not sure exactly, but Billy Misu, it has got a lap in, which could maybe be comfortable with pole position. But of course, track evolution is a thing, so of course times will be very, very, very quick. Let's see what will happen.
Yeah, Ben Roberts is actually the man lighting up the timing screens at the moment. He's gone purple in the first and the second sector. He's 600 up at this present moment, so he's got to make sure he nails turn 11, which is coming round now. Nice gear from Ben Roberts in 5th, and he's up to 6th, back down into 3rd gear for turn 12. Nicely done on the power. It's going to come down to these last couple of corners. Vital that he gets the line right, otherwise he's going to lose out. Coming into this left-hander, lines it up for the right, and he's got on the power nice and early there. Nice and committed up with the DRS. Let's see how he gets on as he comes across the line. The timing beam cuts across right about now, and he's just short. That was a good lap, but just not quite there to beat Billy Nisi.
Yeah, very, very close there for Ben Roberts. He is a quick driver, so unfortunate there for Ben Roberts, and he's currently P2 as it stands. As now we've just got 2 minutes, and we're in the dying minutes of qualifying, and now we're slowly going to see. Oh, it's Knutson has actually spun just at the exit of turn 12 or turn 12, I think.
It looks like turn 11.
Yeah, just the exit.
I think his lap's done. I think he's got no more chances really. He's not got much ERS left, so I think that might be it for him.
Yeah, I think it could just be the end for the Alpine driver. So is he going to go in the pits? He could have a chance maybe, but it's going to be difficult as he's slowing down. Not sure he's going to try and do it. I think he's just letting everyone past.
Just letting off through, isn't he? He's just coming up to the line to finish his lap. have a look as he
Yes.
time. Not good enough for that lap. He hasn't improved.
2/10 down to one more run for our Peter to improve with his spun into the chicane exit, and that's going to be over for our Peter for a chance of pole position. And he's going to have to get a very good race if he wants to try and get the top step of the podium. But it's too early to say anything can happen. Of course, as this track is very, very can be quite boring, but can be very interesting at the same time. But we've just got 30 seconds left, so anyone else on a lap, I think?
Ben Roberts just going onto a lap now. He hasn't got much ERS usage, so I don't think it's going to benefit him. The one I'm concentrating on, he's got 20 seconds left, is Fetz, who's in third. He's leaving it very tight to get himself across the line. There's a yellow flag as well in sector 2 somewhere. But he should just about make it, so I think Fetz is the one to watch for this lap, Zex.
Yeah, let's go on board with Fetz for this lap. Is he going to have enough time? I think he just about hit the line, as now into turn 1. He's going to brake late, get in the car, get in the downforce, and as you can see, nicely down on the throttle as well on the exit. And now it's all through into turn number 3 and 4. Another chicane followed up. You need to use all the curb possible in turn 5 and turn 6. Follow up through this long hander. He's got a purple first sector here, Jack, and he's 2/10 up in the first sector, so this is going to be a very good lap for Fetz. And as it stands, he could maybe just be on pole position. He has now the Red Bull, I think of Joseph, no, not Joseph. I think one of the Red Bull drivers has let him past, but now through another chicane and now another straight to follow up. So now Fetz, let's see what the interval gaps are. Is he going to have purple in the sector? He is 3 tenths and 700ths up on his laps. Now through seeing we go, and now through into turn now into turn 11. Nicely done. Now through turn 12, this long left-hander. Now this is where the rear tyres are going to start overheating for the drivers. Now on the limit, if you're Fetz, you want to get that pole position. If you're the Aston Martin driver, through the penultimate corner, getting the throttle in through the final corner. Make sure you get the X and the throttle pinned to the floor, and now he's going to be pedal to the metal to the checkered flag. Is Fetz going to be on pole position? Yes, he will. And now he's going to be pole position for Fetz, his first ever pole position in Gavra racing. What a good lap from him, very solid.
Yeah, brilliant lap. It's his penultimate sector, the final sector he went through. Those last 2-3 corners were absolutely brilliant, and that's made the difference. That's 600ths of a second gap. That's where it comes down to really, really fine margins.
Yeah, exactly. So here are the race qualifying results. We've got Fetz in pole position with Billy Misu very close behind, as the reigning champion is going to try and defend that championship. As now Ben Roberts takes third with a 10th gap. Joseph fourth, our Peter fifth. Let's see what can he do. Knutson takes sixth. Jack Ochley Franson takes 7th, Spano, Silky and Harren complete the top 10, and then the 4 Italians charge from the back of the grid with Diego Koyoski, Feni Crosse and then John from the back of the grid is going to be starting this race. So in terms of race strategy, first of all let's see if it rains, because it's going to be interesting if it rains, if it's and believe it's going to be sunny. Yes, it will. Nice and dry for the race.
I think the drivers, they're going to be, it looks like very closely qualifying. I know whoever was 14th was 2.7 off, but the whole grid separated by 1.7 seconds. That's got enough about the race potentially to have a lot of chaos and a lot of drivers maybe taking an earlier pit stop, getting caught up with other faster drivers who are going to have to use DRS down the long Mistral straight. That's going to be vital for them. But 20 seconds before the race starts, and those first race nerves back in a new season is going to be fascinating to see who reacts to the lights the quickest.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's going to be a soft medium strategy, or some people could opt for the medium to soft strategy, but it could be quite risky because at the start maybe there's a safety car. People can take advantage of it. Is it going to be a formation though?
Yes.
Yes, formation lap. Okay, so now let's quickly just check the compound of tyres. So as you can see, there's a quite of a mix, but most of drivers are on this medium. So we've got Fett on the soft, RP, Spano, and then we've got Fenny, Chirose on the soft. Everybody else is on the medium, so lots of drivers are on the main strategy. So you can pretty much call the soft the alternate strategy, because a lot of people are on the medium tyres. So lots of people are going for the mediums first, which is quite interesting, but it could be quite of a difficult one because, for instance, if you say there's a safety car like a lap 3 or 4, then the soft runners can pick the mediums and then they get their strategy done for like that. So it's interesting to see what will happen.
I think for the drivers on the softs, I think if you look at Fett, Peter, Spaniel, and you've got as well Fenny Kirose in 13. I think those drivers, they might be thinking if they can make a few places at the start and hope that the tyres can last a couple of laps longer and then maybe ride it out to the end on the mediums. I feel like that's could be the wrong strategy potentially, but we're here to be proven wrong. So let's see if Vets can use that advantage on those soft tyres at the start and pull away. But it's going to come down to the reaction on the lights, isn't it, at turn 1?
Yeah, so it's going to be 13 laps of this track with 5.8 kilometers a distance around each lap. So yeah, this track is very, 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 can be quite of a hated track for some fans, but it is quite an enjoyable lap if you go around. But it's good for overtaking. So let's see what can Fetz do at the start here, as now all the drivers are warming up their tyres, getting ready for the Grand Prix start of the evaluation race of the weekend league. Drivers starting as Billy Moose, as you can see, he's missed his grid. So as you can see there, he's been teleported to the back of his grid slot.
Jackie as well. And
And
Spaniel.
and Spinal, lots of drivers, and Haven as well joins the tally. Anyone else is going to miss that?
The last Haas pulling in, they look like they're lining up okay. So, but here we go.
And now it's going to be lights out and away we go very shortly. I'm sorry about that, but anyway, it's lights out and away we go. And now, as you can see, Fetz gets a good start on those soft tyres, but Joseph gets a very good start. Now he's just on the inside, need tags Billy Miso just a little bit, but now into turn 1. Fetz lead off the line, but there's Knudsen who's hit, and 2 Red Bulls have gone wide in the result of doing so. The Haas and Alpha Tower in the back. Joseph retired, so chaos at the start of this Grand Prix. Everyone shuffling up and down the order, but now the Ferrari of Koloski's around down the inside. But now Billy Misu currently P2, but there's a safety car, I believe, or virtual safety car.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of contact at the back with the Haas of Fenny Caruso. What a start, by the way, up from 13th to 6th. But amazing start on those soft tyres, used them well. I think Knudsen went round, he was one of the first to go. Silky seemed to just have nowhere to go, really, and followed him through, was watching from the back. So, unfortunate for those two. If it is a full safety car, we can't quite tell from our camera gantry. But if it is, at least it gives them a chance to close up the gap. But VSC... who knows which one of the two it is, but Fet's using the start well. Nice launch.
Yeah, good luck from Fetz, but it is a VSC. The boards it said VSC, so I can confirm it's a virtual safety car currently at the moment. But we've got currently Fetz leading off the line. Yeah, with a virtual safety car. Billy Musu is P2, RP to P3, Spaniel 4th. Good start from Sunrise. Now Gene's got a drive-through penalty, not the best for him, but let's see the position changes. So noticeably you can see Fenny Cross has got 7 places, so from P13 to P6, very good achievement from him. So very good from Fenny Cross. Let's see what he can do in the coming laps, but let's see, can Fetch keep out of the DRS of Billy Misu. As that's someone that's won. Yep, he spun it.
Back up and going again, no damage, fortunately for him, but You know, he'd made a couple of places up at the start there thanks to the chaos and carnage, but he's back down to 13th. Just having a look through. Ben Roberts on the back of Benny Sarose. Not quite going to be close enough, I don't think, for a move into the Mistral chicane, but drama already. You know, like we said during qualifying, Zach, already it's been kicking off.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very, very interesting start to this Grand Prix, but currently Billy Misu leading off the line as you can see Fetz draining his battery. He's currently got 40% left only, so he needs to be wary of his battery usage. So just in case anything else bad happens to him, as you can see now, loads of drivers have a 1 second gap. But look at Ben Roberts all over the back of Fenny. Chirose is now, Ben Roberts is going to try and fire up the move, possibly into turn 1. After sector 3, he has, as you can see, look at the gap, 1.5 tenths only behind. He's going to try and prepare the move, as you can see, taking a wide line, going for the switchback. Doesn't get the best of those exits though. Ben Roberts is going to use a bit of the ERS. He's going to go for attack. He's going to switch to the inside, as now Chirose is going to defend, trying to defend. But Ben Roberts has got the inside line into the chicane and takes P6 there. As someone has spun up Peter.
I think that's Peter, yeah. Alfa Romeo gets passed by his teammate on the Ferrari of Kajowski. And that is, you know, one of the pre-race favourites, as you said before. He's gone round and look at the gap, the fight behind them. Fake Knutson going up the inside of Silky, side by side, through turn 4. Just about keep it clean. And look at Knutson almost trying to go through for Peter, but that move was never on. Just about all kept it clean, and DRS is active now. So our Peter's day could get a lot worse. They've made contact at the end.
Ooh. Oh wow. Oh, Peter and who else? Of Fake Knutson. Oh wow.
Both went round. Fake Knutson just had the run and just went into the back of him from what I could see. But Peter's race started 5th and he's down to 12th. Nightmare for him. It's going to be absolutely not
the best start. Not the best start for him. About Peter, he's definitely going to hopefully be a safety car in the coming laps. But we've got Billy Musu in the DRS, as you can see here. He is in the DRS. So Billy Musu has the pace, it seems, for this race. So he's going to try and find his form, try find that kind of groove. And now Fetz is defending, as you can see. And now, as you can see, Billy Misu is using his batteries, getting as close as he can. He's trying to look to the inside. He's going to try and force Fetz into a defensive manner. Kind of, Fetz has gone wide as well. Might have picked up a warning there.
Yeah, potentially, but you know, you can already see that maybe the medium compound runners are really starting to put the pressure on the soft tyre runners. If you look at Ben Roberts, he's Hassan Spannel at the moment, but where focus is at the front as they come round the turn 5 and 6 complex into the turn 7. ERS used by Billy Misu, but Fetz is, I think he's just far enough away. He's swerving all over the road. I think it's unnecessary for him to do that, but he must be feeling the pressure already. You know, lap 4, when's he going to come in? It might be a lap or 2, but it's Ben Roberts. He's just got past Spannel up to 4th, so Ben Roberts the one to watch by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's really on the pace. He's just, I believe, just got past Spannel. As now Klioski and Diego Aguaro, I believe, now they're currently side by side, but Diego defends that position and goes past, but he's got no battery to fight with. As you can see, Klioski has some battery. He's going to try and go for a move. He's very close, as you can see, as now the Alfa Romeo is very close. Ahead as someone has spun a top Peter into the chicane, so it's going from bad to worse for the Alfa Romeo drivers. Now he forced the back to the tail of the pack, and now back to the pits.
That is early. He's going to have to do 8 laps on the medium tyres. I think Billy Misu probably will want to try and stretch this advantage in terms of going onto the medium compound tyres. Where is Fetz going to come out in relation to the rest of his, you know, compatriots? Harron's just come into the pits. Fake Knutson, will he beat Fetz out? It's going to be very close, but I think Knutson is going to be in front, so Fetz is going to have to try and get past him.
Yeah, so it seems like that, but of course Fetz has got those cold tyres, so he has to warm those up quickly, and then he can slowly start focusing on nuts and butts. Currently, Harron's also entered the pits. He's gone for the hards. Not sure if that was on his books, but not the best decision from him. So he's going to be on the hard tyres. Ben Roberts behind Franson here, who's going to try and defend against Ben Roberts here, who's got battery. As you can see, look at the battery difference. As you can see the Red Bull just losing so much time. Ben Roberts is gaining a lot of time on the straight here just because of the ERS. Someone has spun. It's RP to one again.
Diego's just gone past Feni Karose as well, so the soft tyres already crying for help, I think, in terms of the tyre wear. Kajoski almost into the back of the Haas driver there. But I think their softs are done now. I think whoever's on them, if they're struggling, it might be time to get the medium tyres on.
Yes, maybe that's why Vettel decided to go early on his first stop. Almost Feni Rossi gets a penalty for crossing the pit lane as Koyoski goes a bit wide of the final corner. But now, at least these cars are still drivable. They are kind of drivable, but I still have some issues like in the rear. But the curbs, like, cause I had a lot of issues in the curbs for league racing. Here especially, I had a lot of issues. I hate curb, like how like they instantly spun you around. It's a less of an issue for me, but yeah, I'm hopefully for the one-off event in 2 days, I believe. Yeah, in Tuesday I'll be racing there. For the yellow team, so hopefully I can maybe try and get maybe a win at least. I'll be happy with that. But anyway, let's move on to Fett here.
Yeah, our Pizzas, but by the way, just to make his day even go worse, he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So I think this is going to be scratching this race off and moving on really already for him as Ben Roberts moves up to second.
Ben Roberts moves up into P2 here. He's got a bit of a gap to try and get down. He's got 4.6 seconds to Billy Misu to gain here. It's going to be difficult, but you never know. Billy Misu is going to try and keep that gap. The medium ones will be going in. I think Spanel's going to go in this lap, most likely. Let's see what will the Williams driver do. Yes, he is going to the pits. Ben Roberts gets a penalty though.
Another driver speeding in the pit lane, so that's 4 drivers I think now who've done that. So Ben Roberts, he was just climbing up the order, he's going to have to really push on these soft tyres now to pull out the gap that he needs.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's going to be a very difficult one, but Ben Roberts has the undercut on Billy Misu. Yeah, the undercut seems to work around here as Feni Rossi gets otherwise now Fett gets past for Knutson here. And as you can see now, it's going to be side by side. And as you can see, Knutson is going to fight it, as it seems. As you can see, now Knutson has the line, but he's trying his best with it. And as you can see, through we've got 3 turns to go now. He's going to have DRS, Knutson. He's going to have the DRS. So can he maybe try and get a move here? But I don't think the Alpine will be close enough to get a overtake. Maybe he's going to try and accelerate breakers, but as you can see, he's super late on the brakes, cuts nearly a lot of the chicane out there, so go watch out for that. But anyway, hello Bon Evil and Nazi in the chat. I haven't seen you in chat for a while, so all welcome. But as well as Gian actually behind Haran Ali, so let's see what will Gian do.
Move just happened actually. Haran Ali actually went past Gian on the hard tyres, so maybe Haran Ali knows something that we don't, potentially, which is interesting. I've got to say though, the one that, coming back to Ben Roberts, he's the only one on the soft tyres at the moment. He's also one of the few drivers, one of the 2 drivers who's got ERS usage at around 80%. Everyone else just seems to be burning through all that ERS energy, which they're going to be vulnerable going down the straight if he has ERS and DRS combined. They're going to be struggling to keep the McLaren behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Roberts has got that battery saved up, so Ben Roberts is going to probably use that. But as you can see, Fenish Rossi gets the fastest lap of 33.9, and that is a good lap from him, from Fett, I mean, who's currently set. It was Fenish Rossi because Fett's and Fenish Rossi, but kind of similar names, so jinx them up. But anyway, Fenris Rossi on the pace it seems here, so nice from him there. But anyway, Billy Misu's still leading out the front. Is he going to pick this lap? Maybe he will, maybe he'll not. Let's see what he will do. But Ben Roberts could be on for a big undercut. I just want to see the gap to leader, as our Peters now set the fastest lap at the back. So Ben Roberts has got 24 seconds to Billy Misu at this stage. So could Ben
Really
Roberts get a big
bits.
undercut?
This is going to be tight. Need about 22, 23 seconds potentially in the pit lane. But it all depends on how Ben Roberts can... Well, he's just actually come up behind Fake Knuckson, so that's going to cause him some problems as Jackie carries on into the lead, and Diogo's got a 5-second penalty, but... Will Billy Misu make it?
Nutson's going to the pits, and now Ben Roberts will have 3 DRS here as Nutson gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So now this is going to be a very big moment. Is Billy Misu going to be first? Vet gets ahead of Billy Misu. Ben Roberts, look here, he's just right there, and Billy Misu will have cold tyres here, so Ben Roberts needs to push here as much as he can to get in that DRS. And as you can see, Billy Misu warming his tyres up, and now he's in that DRS track, and now he's going to be a fight, provisional P2.
Yeah, absolutely, and here we go then into what is turn 5. Ben Roberts giving it absolutely everything. Billy Misu's still not quite comfortable on those soft tyres. He's going to be vulnerable to DRS. He's got the ERS, as Ben Roberts is already activated now. Misu, I don't think he's going to really challenge for this, and he isn't. And Ben Roberts, as easy as you like, up into 4th place, with drivers still to pit in front.
So it's just Fett ahead, who is racing for this win. He's got, Ben Roberts has that penalty of 5 seconds, so he needs to get 7 seconds in 5 laps. As someone has spun into somewhere, I believe contact between Arpita and Jean. Arpita has spun again.
Yeah, Arpita's all around by himself.
Yeah,
Jack
not good for him.
Pits as well. So all the pit stops happen in the last couple of laps. That'll be on shortly. Is Silky going to come in? He is. Well, she is. I'm not quite certain in terms of gender. Penalty on the spit lane. How many drivers tonight have gone into the pit lane too fast? That's going to cause so much grief. And Fetz will say thank you very much. Back into the lead I go.
I've put a bit more far up on Evil, by the way. But anyway, we've got Spaniel, who's currently P6. With this medium tyres, can he maybe overcut Silk? I think, yeah, he definitely will. So Spaniel to P5, we've got Jackie ahead, so maybe Spaniel can challenge that. So maybe Spaniel might be looking up to a P4 here, because Jack has as well as penalties. So that is very interesting for Spaniel here. He's going to try and keep in that, how much penalties? He needs to keep up in the 5-second penalty area if he wants to keep that, if he wants to go up to P4. But Ben Roberts is now behind Billy Misu. Look at that.
Yeah, so
Out of nowhere.
Billy Misu got his tyres right back up to temperature and off he goes. But I think for Ben now at this point, Zex, to be honest with you, looking at the gap and the 5 seconds, it's going to be so difficult to try and build that now in the remaining 3 or 4 laps we've got remaining. So maybe Ben could benefit from Misu's pace. They're both on the soft tyres, of course. Fett's on the mediums. Maybe Billy Misu can pull Ben along, and maybe a little bit of carnage towards the end of the last lap or 2, hopefully. Maybe Ben could inherit something from that.
Yeah, definitely. But Billy has to push a lot to recovery. Yeah, let's see what can Fett do. It's going to be difficult, but Billy Misu is gaining, and Ben Roberts actually think he made a mistake or something. He's now 2 seconds behind. What's going on to Ben Roberts?
I think his tyres are gone. I think he's been on 2 laps longer in terms of tyres. If we just have a look at what the detail is on the tyres, Ben's on 4, Billy's on 2, and that's probably the point where the fastest part of the tyre is gone now. And you can see Billy Misu is absolutely flying. He's only 1.2 off the back of Fett, so this is on. This is on for the race win.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle, but look at the ERS difference. It's very tight, so this makes it even more interesting, as both of them are just on the boundary of having less than 10% ERS. But Ben Roberts does have ERS because of Arpita ahead. Is now he's just going to get lapped now, as you can see. So now McLaren is going to lap our Peter now. So our Peter getting lapped now by everyone at the moment, but the gap is 1.1 seconds now. It's going to be a run to the line, and now Billy Misu's used all of his battery now. As you can see, the Aston Martin against the Mercedes. Of course, the Mercedes tonight in Brazil in real life has won, as George Russell, of course, crossed the line to win. But can the Mercedes here in the Weekend League win as well? Let's see. Can the Mercedes, the team from Brackley, win this Grand Prix? Let's see what can the Mercedes do. But now the gap is 9 tenths. Now he's in that DRS, but it's not going to be as easy as first. The gap is quite big for the Mercedes to possibly make a move. Let's see how it comes out at the exit. It's 9 tenths. It's quite tight. It's 1 second now. So, Jack, this is going to be a very interesting end to this race.
Yeah, it really is. And I think, Billy Misu knows that. Both drivers in the same position in terms of ERS. So it's all going to come down to whether Billy can get a good exit from this corner. He's within the DRS range as well. He cut the timing beam. So Fett's already swinging across the track, just trying to break that toe. Billy Misu's going to close the gap. It won't be enough to challenge into the Mistral chicane through, of course, turns 8 and 9. But that's just going to be psychologically Fett's looking to potentially take this first win of the season, but Billy Misu, as the reigning champion, as he said before, got a point to prove. So, one lap shootout, here we go. Everyone else, they're all fighting for their own sort of almost action stations at the moment. I just had a look at Kajowski. He's got 15 seconds worth of penalties, so he'll be going backwards. But this is the fight now, 4P1.
Yeah, so now we've got Billy Misu now 6 tenths behind. Both of them are going to be fighting all of them out for the win. They've got both low penalties. They've both got absolutely 0 penalties against their name. So it's going to be neck and neck between the both. And now DRS is going to be used for the time penultimately for both of these drivers. As you can see, Fett's trying to break that slipstream to try and defend, but now Billy Misu's his tyre life is going to be running out as well. Fett is going to be running out, so now it's going to be very, very big. But now as you can see, Fett has run out of battery. Billy Misu has got not a lot of battery as Alpita spun, I believe, at the chicane. But now with all eyes on the top two, can we see a possible fight here? Allow 5 tenths. As you can see, Billy Misu's around 6 tenths behind now. It's all down to this last straight. It's going to be very interesting. As you can see, Fett's moving left, right there a lot. But is it going to be? Is it going to be a possible win? As you can see, he's a lot closer. Jack, is it going to be a win, or maybe he's going to try and go for last of the rate breakers?
He's going to have to try something somewhere, coming up to signs now and he's completely flat. He's going to have to try and surprise Fett because there's no conventional overtaking spots at this circuit in these final couple of corners. He's going to look at the inside. Oh, he almost had a move, but he didn't quite shake it as Kajowski gets another 10-second penalties. And I feel, Zex, unless there's a mistake from Fett, that's it. I think that was it.
Yeah, I think it is, unless Fett makes a big mistake. It's 3 tenths, but I believe Fett has got a bit of a wide line. That's not really helped. And now it's going to be whoever gets the best exit. It's going to be for the line. It's breaking the toe, but Fett's just about the boundaries. He wins the French Grand Prix. And what a race. What a race from Fett. He wins this Grand Prix. Now Peter retires. Billy Misu takes second by the littlest of margins. Ben Roberts takes third to complete the podium. Nice drive from him. That 5-second penalty, if he didn't have that, then it would have been a lot more interesting. We've got France and Phil fourth. Spanel didn't manage to salvage that P4 finish. He managed to get fifth. Harron takes sixth. Silky 7th, Diego 8th, Fennick takes 9th, Knutson takes 10th in the end, and John is just now going to cross the line to
Fair
take
credit
P11.
to Harron because I think he was 8th or 9th on the road, but thanks to keeping it clean and all the penalties in front of him, just propped him right up to 6th place. So well done to him. That's a kept his nose clean, and he got the results he wants.
Yes, that's a good result. That's a solid 8 points for him, but that is the end of the race. The end of... Yeah, good racing. To be fair, that race was really interesting, especially, of course, I think that strategy from Fett was very, it was quite of an early strategy, but I think it worked out for him in the end. With that undercut, but Fett takes the Grand Prix win, but Billy Misu takes second and the fastest lap, so he takes 19 points, but it doesn't really matter at all because this is the evaluation race, so this is just to measure out if everything's alright and etc. But Billy Misu takes second, Ben Roberts takes third. You can see the podium celebrations in the stream, as you can see there. So yeah, it's a great result from. You're not bad. You've got third. That's a really good result. I would definitely accept that as well. But yeah, felt my pace of time by I overstarted with. I didn't see you drop a lot in the start, so it must have been just me. But anyway, Fetz takes first, Billy Musso takes second, Ben Roberts third, and to complete the podium round with Jack fourth, Spanel fifth, Harron Ali sixth, Silky seventh, Diego Fenichirose, and then Fake Nutson completes the top 10. And the only man outside the top 10 finished the race, John, and then Koyoski takes 12th, Peter 13th, and Joseph, aka Bearsy, takes 14th for that result. But yeah, it's a great race. It was a very good race.
Lots of good battles throughout, and I think the evaluation races sort of kind of prove that everyone seems to deserve to be together. Lots of good action all up and down the field. A couple of issues in terms of the start with the crash, which obviously took out a driver, which is really unfortunate for them. But sounds like and seems like we're going to have an exciting 5-week season ahead, and the weekend league kicked off quite nicely for the evaluations.
Yeah, so anyway, unfortunately that concludes this part, but next week we will be racing in the weekend league next week on Sunday. So for this week we just got a one-off event for F1. On Tuesday is going to be the teams event. So we've got the yellow, the black, the red and the blue team, I believe, and the green team as well, I think. So yeah, I'm going to be racing there as well, so hopefully someone does get to commentate that. But it was a great race. Enjoyed that round. Yeah, hopefully everyone has a nice evening. And for now, join us next week. I think it's Bahrain. I'm gonna quickly check.
It is Bahrain GP for round 1.
Yeah, so it is Bahrain for round 1. So a very interesting track. But anyway, that is it from us, and thanks everyone for the stream. Thanks everyone for joining in and interacting with us. And yeah, it's been a great one. Thank you everyone. Have a great evening.